to. I'm going to introduce you
Yes.
first. So we start recording now? Okay, I'm going to start recording. Okay. Hi. Welcome back to another episode of On the Town. I'm your host, Tanya. And this week's guest has written for Red Book Magazine. She's a contributing writer for Essence Magazine. Her work has appeared in Vibe, Entertainment Weekly, Us Magazine, and 17 Magazine. If you have kids, you probably know her as the creator of the Cheetah Girls and its iconic franchise. Please welcome Miss Deborah Gregory. Hi.
Yeah. Hi there.
How are you?
I'm loving that fabulous couch.
Oh my! This was actually my foster mother's. So my own one little inheritance, I'll call it.
Really, it's gorgeous.
It's a French Caribbean.
Yes, it's French.
The word.
Is it a love seat?
It is a three back seater.
Oh, honey, she is fabulous. Girl, that's more than I got from any foster parent.
Listen, I actually had to, long story short, I had to buy it out, but I'll tell you about that story later. Because it's all about you, honey. It's all about you.
Yeah.
So welcome. Welcome very much thank you very much for coming.
Yeah.
So you are you still the only Black children's, I know you're a Black children's series franchise. Are you still the only one?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Talking about $1 billion franchise, 25 books, 3 movies, dolls, concerts, albums. I mean, you're talking about something equivalent to The Wizard of Oz or Harry Potter.
Wow.
In terms of, The Wizard of Oz didn't have dolls and albums.
Right.
So you're talking about something that just had so many layers that, mostly what you have are white products like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent.
Yeah, I can't really think of any.
Because The Wizard of Oz, there were no dolls, there were no albums. So this is very unique.
Yes.
But there had to be something white that had reached so many levels.
Well, I
can't think of anything, but there has to be something.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the fact that we can't think of it, that means you're still on top there on that one.
No, I meant you're talking, you got the books,
yes,
the movies,
yes,
the dolls.
Yes.
You're talking about the characters, did 88 city tours and concerts.
Wow.
Then you had the merchandise. It was endless. And so all those levels, I'm trying to think of a product.
And don't you have jewelry too? Isn't there jewelry or something?
It was everything.
Wow.
I'm talking about Halloween costumes, fabric, sunglasses, blue jeans.
Wow.
But what I love is the dolls. Yes. Because that to me was very special. The dolls.
I thought I had one
somewhere. Have something made into dolls. That's a big, big, big thing.
Yes.
So so I can't think of anything, but still, I still think of it fondly as The Wizard of Oz. I mean, The Wizard of Oz didn't have dolls and movies. I mean, concerts and all that. Right. But just something that's really loved by children.
Right.
Because it's a huge cult following, and to this day. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps going.
Absolutely.
And what I'm hoping, truthfully, because this is the problem. Mm-hmm. If it had been a white product, they would have remade it by now.
Oh,
so you see, you still, even though it has performed better than any Disney Channel product, it has performed better.
Wow.
And where's the remake?
Right.
No, where's the remake?
That's true. I didn't think of that, but I want to know, how did you mastermind that deal? And did you go into writing with that intention? Because that's like legendary. Okay. I can't. You're a woman.
If you recall, privately, in our little group, we belong to a group.
Okay.
I said to you, I may have said this, that when I was in foster care, and I made clothes. First I made them by hand. But did I tell you that? And I would stand in the mirror and pretend that I was a singer. I had the clothes, but I didn't have the voice. And that was how I escaped. My fantasy was that I was in a girl group. Because remember, it was the era of the Supremes.
Yes.
And that to me was the holy grail. For me, that was it. The outfits, the girl, the friendship. So you're talking about something, when you look at what it is, it's the childhood that I wanted.
Right.
That's what I created.
Right. Good for you. Wow. That is, I mean, when I think of all the characters.
But let me tell you what was so important is that I was watching VH1, Where Are They Now? So a show that they had called Where Are They Now? And they were interviewing David Cassidy.
I remember that.
And he was in a show called The Partridge Family. And when he said, well, he said, I wanted to do my own music, because I went, wait a second. You're telling me this wasn't really a family? So then the wheels start turning. So here you had this thing that was fake. And it was a TV show. They had concerts, albums. Are you following this?
Yes.
So that's where I got it.
Ah.
And it was like, except the only difference being that I started as books because I was very into reading and kids reading. And reading, I just thought if we could make it fun. But the vision was very there. It was that. Wow. You're going to have this fake group and people are going to think it's real. And they'll have the outfits. And they'll have the albums and the concerts and the TV show. That was the vision.
Wow.
Now, what's amazing is that the vision happened because 95% of the time it doesn't. That's the business that I'm in.
Yes.
And that's just reality. We have all these stories and none of them see the light of day because it's just such brutal competition and the market is white. So, they get the most market.
Right.
So, but that was what was so amazing.
Wow.
But that vision was there from that. And then it was like, wow. Because, the Partridge Family, that was huge. I wasn't allowed to watch TV. So I didn't know that it was fake. I thought it was a real family.
Right.
And then that's how the wheels started going. And then I used to write for Essence all the time, meaning, that was full time.
Okay.
And one of my assignments was to go to Houston and interview Destiny's Child. The 3 days I was there, I had a blast. So do you see the wheels turning?
I saw the wheels turning. You're with big vision thinkers, so of course your vision's going to be big. That's how
and then if you realize the lead character of the Cheetah Girls, her name is Galleria. That's the shopping mall in Houston.
We have one here. Shopping. We have a Galleria here. Galleria Mall in White Plains. I'm up a little bit more. In White Plains, there's a Westchester Galleria Mall. Yep.
Yeah. So the Galleria Mall in Houston, though, is spectacular.
Wow. So
it's fashioned after the Galleria in Italy. It's
I never knew that. Okay.
Galleria.
Speaking of,
it's fashioned after that, which is just bigger than life. It's so beautiful.
Wow.
And so then you see the lead characters, Galleria. If you recall, two of the girls, they're twins. They're from Houston.
Right.
So, and I had it so that, they don't want to stay there because Karma's children, that's really Destiny's Child.
Right.
And the funny thing is, I had interviewed them a second time, and Matthew, I had the book by then. And I said, look, this is the book, and give me a quote. And I said, but this has nothing to do with you. He said, oh, I get it. It's you made this up. And they gave me a quote.
Wow.
So it was all just sort of all that coming together.
That is, I see, especially being that you said foster care was your original start, let's say, right? So you would think, the reason why I want my viewers to know, because I feel like you're a great example of no matter wherever you come from, or whatever background you come from, it's the hard work that you put in. And the dedication, and then comes the connecting with people and following the right.
I just want to say something very important, because we don't live in fantasy here. So many of us. So I grew up in foster care. It was horrific. But I look around me every day. There are millions of people who are growing up damaged. And they did not grow up in foster care.
Yes, exactly.
But they were neglected. They were, and a lot of them are not even abused. They were just neglected. And just the craziness that goes on in millions of families of all colors.
Absolutely.
You must get therapy. Yes. That is why I am here.
Yeah, man, that's
because
me too.
Otherwise, I would be dead. That's the bottom line.
Tell it. Preach, girl.
So whatever the damage that was done, and there's a lot of it, because I can now look at people, and I had the worst circumstances. But, 30 years of therapy,
yes.
I can actually look at some people, I go, oh, she's crazy. She's completely crazy. Now that's sad, because if I can see it, you're crazy.
Yeah, right.
Why aren't you getting help? Because people don't value this.
Yes.
But they'll go run and get the hair weave or go get the manicure. You need help.
Yes.
And so many people are damaged. It's a very difficult job to raise children.
Yes, absolutely.
And most people are not equipped for it. Now, for today, for example, someone sent me a video of the woman. Have you seen the video of the woman in the Verizon store right by my house? So I live around the corner from Verizon.
Okay.
And Miss Thing, everybody knows that you have to wear a mask when you walk in a store.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this. So she walks in, and so the black girl says, oh, you have to wear a mask. She said, I'm not wearing a mask. And they said, you have to wear a mask. I'm going to have to ask you later. She picked up the thing, threw it at her. And then the two other men who were working there, they said, I'm sorry, miss, but you're going to have to leave. She said, you don't fucking tell me whatever, you fucking nigger. Now,
no.
What? Go Google, you'll see it. Verizon,
okay.
Racist, because it's getting a little traction, because this was, really... She threw. Now, to me, they should have arrested her, but they're not, because they're in customer service.
Oh.
So the customers they just allowed her to exit the store.
Well,
but truthfully, if she had been if they had been white and it was a black woman, they would have called the police.
Well, let me give you an example. I had same exact thing happen to me, except I was not the Karen. The girl tried to be the Karen. And she was threatening to get me out of the store. Guess what for? For me asking if they could open a line because I was like, I'm kind of in a rush. I'm kind of tired. And I've been standing here 10 minutes. There's only one cash register open. I can't use the checkout. Can somebody help me? She just went into this whole thing and then told me, we don't want you. You can just get out. Because she wanted me to get to the back of the line. Get. And I was like, I was here first. The whole thing turned into, I'm going to get you out this store. I said, I don't care if you call the cops. And of course, she was like, well, we're going to see about that. I said, well, I'm taking my time, and you let me know when they get here, because they're my friends. And so I just kept doing what I was doing. But that incident, it's happening so much that I'm like, it was a young girl, and I felt bad. I talked to the supervisor and said, I'm not sure I want her fired as much as I want a lesson. The lesson is she could have got me killed if I was in the South or somewhere else. Anywhere else, and the cops responded wrong.
That's just horrible. I mean, she had no customer training. Because,
Well,
basically, they just tried to get you out of the store. Like these men, they knew what they were up against, her being white and them being black.
Yes.
Their whole goal was just to get her out of the store.
Right.
They didn't call it. She hit the woman.
Oh, no.
She threw an object at her, and then the thing. Now, you tell me.
She probably wanted her to hit back so she could sue. That's why. Because she'd be right.
What does this woman need? Therapy.
Yeah, she definitely needs therapy.
Something went very wrong in her family.
Yes, very. For her to throw
black,
something?
White privilege, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's keeping you from becoming at least somewhat able to fulfill your potential, then you need help. And what's wrong with that? Most of us. These people, they don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
They have children, and they just have no idea what they're doing. I don't think they're equipped for it, or they realize what a challenge it is. And I think the other big problem, especially in America, is that everything is so expensive. People have to work so hard, and that takes away valuable time from their children.
Yes.
Because they got to work to pay the bills.
Absolutely.
And this is a big reality for a lot of people. And both parents have to work to pay for the mortgage, the education, the clothes, the food, and that's the reality. And the kids are suffering.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I have to say, is that will help, without question, the healing. Because, some people say, well, I don't want to change it. I don't want therapy to change it. It's not going to change it. It's going to heal you so that you can be more out there with who you really are. Become more of your authentic self.
Absolutely.
And that's been my goal. That's really the core of who I am. because the thing was I was not going to survive.
Right.
And I was set for failure. And I was going to destroy myself. And the only reason that I've been able to I've had half a life. Okay. Because it did rob 50% of my life. So I have half a life, but that's because of that.
Right.
And then, there's natural talent. You know, I didn't have anything to do with that. Thank God. Praise the Lord.
When did you know? When did you know that it was your talent that would keep you catapulting forward instead of just sitting? Like some people have pity parties and sit and say, "Oh, I came from this and I'm that and I'm that." I don't do that either. I just say, "Okay, this is what I got." When did you know that instead of doing the opposite?
I've been a writer since I'm a kid, so that was there, and I made clothes. I'm very talented.
Very talented, yeah.
Artist. Oh yeah, artist. I'm an artist. Okay. That was obvious. It was just the other stuff was so much in the way.
Right.
But I was gifted. I did have these natural talent. And did I tell you when I as you know, was a search for my family?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask.
And their father's side, the genealogist who helped me, and once we found the family line, the family branch, and then on the paternal, the grandmother, you go through all the records in Italy. Okay. And he said, look at this. He said, it's a long line of, in Italy, it's called Sarteria, towers. So so my grandmother, there it was. It was like, and the men, and it was like 3, 4, because on the death certificate they put what the occupation is.
Yes,
they do that here too.
Yes,
but in Italy, so he went. They were tailors. They were skilled.
That's amazing.
So how do you think I started making a dress at 11? So that's amazing because that comes directly from Maria Florinda Vigliotti line.
Oh wow.
Her line. The Vigliotti line. They were dressmaker tailors. And when I met the first cousin, her mother was a dressmaker. And she said the grandmother, who she remembered, she ran the factory floor in Brooklyn and was in charge of the seamstresses. Tough woman, because, he left her. Her husband, my grandfather, left her.
Okay.
And he died in Italy. He never came back. So I could see, so that's partly where I get, and it's just a natural talent.
Yes.
Partly where I get that. I graduated from FIT, but some of the focus comes from inside, but it's all going to be blocked if all you're thinking about is killing yourself or unconsciously destroying yourself through drugs, drinking.
Exactly.
And and I understand one thing. Reality is difficult. So all of that stuff is just a way to escape reality.
Absolutely. It's all
people go, it's a disease. No, it's not. It's because you want to escape reality. And we know why, because reality is pretty intense.
Yes, it is very especially now. Huh.
Yes, it's intense. So yes, that's why you're drinking. That's why you take the drug to escape reality.
Absolutely.
There are 1,000 addictions.
Yes, overeating, sex. I mean, we can go for days.
Oh, it's endless, but it's all the same thing.
Yes.
To escape reality. I just told you, I think I mentioned that I had started dating.
Oh, no.
What a trip. Really? I joined 2 dating sites. I haven't done that.
Oh,
ever.
Fabulous. This is me too. I just started, but I got off.
This man, pathological liar.
That's what you were talking about before. Yes.
Yes. And I'm like, looking at him saying, if he could have therapy to myself, he has everything at his fingertips, and look what he's doing.
Wow.
This man, I think when he gets up, what lie is he going to invent? It was so obvious. And that's another addiction.
Yeah, well, also, if you find that you've had therapy, like you said before, you can spot someone who hasn't right away. It actually is a good service because it helps you wean out the bad friends, the bad people.
I can see it 5 chess moves coming. I'm like, no.
Yes.
You take, you take that tomfoolery, honey, somewhere else.
Right.
Oh, no.
That's right.
The flim-flammery, it's out there, heavy.
Yes, exactly.
Because people need help. Now, I heard that I think the state of California is trying to get a bill passed to avail some reparations.
Oh, I heard about this.
African American.
Oh.
Now, hopefully that will come to New York. And what I will strongly suggest, I'll write my congressman, free therapy.
Yes.
And I would like to be reimbursed, but that's okay. But free therapy.
That's a good one. Yes. That would be.
Reparation.
That's actually a good one. And yeah.
Oh, that's reparation. You're
Yes.
serious about reparation?
Yes, but I would want an African American therapist probably, or someone I know.
Fine.
That's just me.
There are many fine therapists, but they're expensive. But that would be great.
Yeah.
Pay for their therapy because, honey, we're in desperate need.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the truth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that you took time. But I had one more question for you.
Yes.
When you, I want to know, for someone that's watching,
Yes.
how did you get where you are today? Was it networking, talent, hard work, luck, or all of the above?
Are you talking about writing?
Yes, of getting to where you are today.
I told you how I've evolved.
Yes, the franchise.
Writing is one of the most difficult professions there is. But as you may know, and maybe you don't know, is I started as a magazine writer.
Yes.
So that was, I started as a magazine writer. And that gave me some platform. So it was the book company that approached me because they read those magazines and newspapers and they know you already have an audience, you see?
Yes.
So they came after me and said, you got anything? You want to write anything?
Right.
And I came up with the Cheetah Girls.
Okay.
So newspaper writing, magazine writing, that was how I got my footing.
Okay.
Because I graduated from FIT. I started as a fashion beauty writer.
Oh, wow.
My background was fashion.
Oh.
And then I worked my way. So, it's about, writing is very difficult. So to be honest with you, I can't tell you how many people approach me. Oh, can you read this? Right? You have no idea what you're talking about or doing. Nobody wants to be a writer. It's just so difficult. And you think it's easy, you can forget it. But they come with me and I could tell, honey, you're no writer. Because it is like singing. It's something you start early and you work at it and you work at it. And then you're trying to get the stuff and you just want to, you have to write or whatever. So that's number one is, okay, you may have the idea, oh, yeah, I want to be a writer. No, honey.
See, I think opposite. I think if you want to be a writer. I
strongly recommend something else.
Really?
But,
you think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but there's people that make, like someone just asked me a question today. Oh, it was a question on some application I filled out for something. And the question was, do you mind being critiqued for your work? And I said, depends. I said, I don't like, if the person doing the critiquing is well-versed and well-traveled and knows other cultural stories, I don't mind being critiqued.
Oh, no. You want to know when you don't mind being critiqued?
When?
Who's paying?
That's better. That's better than what I said. Okay.
Because they're idiots, half of them.
Right.
And it's like, but they're paying the bills.
Yeah.
I don't agree with half of what they say. They're idiots trying to put their finger in the pot, like I said.
Right.
Oh, it's such a pain, I can't tell you. You have to really have a thick skin.
Wow. Well,
because the critique just comes from, and you go, you got to be kidding me. Oh, yeah. So that's the big thing about it. They always want to change everything.
Right, and that's what I hate. I'm a organic artist, and I got out of I paint, I make jewelry, all the above. But I stopped all the above. I didn't go to college for those things because when I was at I went to the new school and I went to FIT.
What did you go to school for?
I went to fashion merchandising and buying. And I went to FIT too. I went to FIT for 2 years.
You went to FIT like
for 2 years, yes. And I modeled in Paris, which I saw you did. I think you modeled in Paris, correct?
But you graduated from FIT?
No, but I left to go model in Paris because they were like, you should model. Huh? That's what size 3 ago.
Yes. Okay. No, because I graduated. Then I got a bachelor's in English literature and writing. So, and I lost all of the fashion credits of FIT. I lost 68 credits.
Okay.
When I switched to another school, liberal arts, I switched to NYU. Then I went to Hunter.
I went to NYU. That's where I got my degree from.
Okay, and so you got a degree in what?
Communications, language, art, community. They keep changing. Steinhardt keeps changing their title, so whatever it is now. Yeah, but I was going to do journalism, but because Barbara Walters, I was at some news conference working the coat check, and they told me do not go to school for journalism, because I wanted a late night TV show. So it's a weird spot to be in, No,
it's weird, but journalism degrees are very prestigious. Why would they tell you no?
Because as a interviewer and a host, you have to know about everything, and if you do just journalism, They keep you right here. This is it. And that's
I
yeah.
see.
I don't regret it. I'm so happy I did, because you could be a homeless person or you could be the king of England, and I probably could interview you and enjoy it while I'm
Right.
here. So that's it's a fine line, a little comedy, a little everything. You have to know people.
Right.
And
I got you. Communications in school?
Yeah, communication, language, arts and communications, they call it. I don't know. A BAS.
Oh, okay.
Whatever they call it. Class of 96. But
right. No, that sounds very cute. I interviewed Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters.
Yes, for Red Book.
Interesting. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Red Book. That was your interview for Red Book. That's a good interview.
No, I was a staff writer at Red Book. I tell you 2 years.
Yes.
I interviewed a lot of white people. Oh. Fergie, Princess Fergie.
Fun.
Oh, a lot of white people. Kirstie Alley.
Fun.
Some that one that was married to the Kathy Lee Gifford.
Oh, Kathy Lee.
I was at her house.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. So it sounds like you had a very adventurous life. What's your latest project that you're working on?
So right now, at the moment, I am writing a feature essay about the whole search for my family.
Ooh, fabulous.
And then I will sell this to, I want to try the New Yorker.
Okay. Yes,
or
that sounds
New York
good.
Times Magazine section, because I want something with photos, because I've got all these great photos from the families they've given me. Just beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Old-time photos.
Nice.
That's so cool. This is my family.
That is amazing.
Or Essence, so I'll just try, and then I'm definitely going to try to get it published in Italy, since it involves Italy as well.
Now, what part of Italy is your family from? I have some Sicily.
So we're talking about my father, remember? So that's the paternal side.
Okay.
So I went there. They don't speak English. So I had to really, really study that Italian, honey, and I knew it. I knew they didn't speak English, as I've been communicating with them. It's called Torre del Greco, which is right next to Pompeii. It's 30 minutes from Naples. The region is called Campania.
Yes, Campania.
So there you have Mount Vesuvius, the Amalfi Coast, Sorrento, Positano, Avellino, Capri Island. So that's southern Italy, but not as south as Sicily.
Right.
And it's about 2 hours south of Rome, because one of the cousins who grew up in Torre del Greco, he then moved to Rome for work. So I had to go visit him too, because he's part of the family, meeting all of them.
Oh, that's nice. You got to meet your whole family? That's on the dad's side?
Well, you don't say whole family. I met some of the branch, because what's so sad, for example, is there are other parts. It's a family tree. So you find the branch, there's a lot of people in it. And it's amazing how fragmented so many families are. So this family was fragmented, meaning you had the ones here, they don't know the ones there. Then also, so for example, Filomena Colamarino and Luigi Ravecchio, that would be my great-grandparents. They had 8 children. So now here I meet these family members. They were all the descendants of Cheetah. Right? That's one of the kids. Now, Carmela had 8 children. That was Cheetah's sister. They don't know each other, those descendants. Now, I found those descendants, and I contacted them, Carmela's grandchildren. Okay? And they didn't even get back to me. So, but they're living right there in the same town. So I was thinking, maybe when I go there, I'm going to look them up too. And maybe introduce them to each other, because this is ridiculous.
Yes.
You're related, you're living in the same town, and you don't know each other?
Right.
So, so when you say meet all the family, I've met some of them. You're talking about 8 children.
Wow.
So they've all had children.
Right. And then
children. I don't know. Now the one that was mine, Shiro, that would have been my grand. So they're here in New York. So of course I met them. My 2, she took a test for me too, the DNA test. Good. She's my first, but by the time I got to it, was all a done deal. It was for her that I had the test, so that, because she could just take my word for it.
Exactly.
But so she's my first cousin. Of course, the results came back. She's my first cousin. She knew my father.
Oh, wow.
He lived with them.
Wow. So
did
she have pictures?
Yes, I have
Oh,
pictures.
you're so lucky. I have no pictures of my father. I found him, but
What?
no one called me back. The kids won't call me. He has 5 kids. They won't call me back. But I did find a brother from a son that he had. That I did
So
find.
that's a half sibling.
Well, he's same father. They're saying that's what do they say? They call my sister the half sibling instead of who have the same mother. I don't understand that. Where we have
No, no, no. Do you both have the same two parents?
no, same father.
Then that's a half sibling.
That's what I thought, but the DNA said they call it something else. I don't know, but that's fine either way.
Was it Ancestry?
Yeah, I did both. I did a couple of different sites. I did a couple sites.
Ancestry does not use the word half sibling.
Yeah, what they call it?
A close relative.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's over 1,500 centimorgans. I know it's right.
If the test had been done on MyHeritage,
I did one there.
The word, and he was on there too.
I think we both was that MyHeritage. I think we both did that one too. I'm not sure. There was two sites.
Well, they used the word half sibling because my half sibling did it, and it said half sibling.
Yeah.
So, but Ancestry doesn't use that word. But that doesn't matter because we know that 1,300 centimorgans to 15 or 1,600, that's a half sibling.
Yeah, we have 1,501.
And that's your half sibling.
Yeah.
One of you're sharing a parent.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to find him. Very
now
nice
that person didn't have a picture of his father.
He doesn't. He never met him either. I never met my father. My cousins knew him, but I didn't know what. My cousin said he was a great guy, but my mom was on alcohol and drugs, so unfortunately he couldn't stay with her too long because how long is that going to last? He's a working guy and really about his life. So unfortunately he left her after that.
To be honest with you, what you're sounding like you need is a genealogist. There's got to be.
I have one in the family who's helped me. He's helped me find my grandfather's people, but my father's people, I found them all, but no. Oh no, actually, I take that back. I have a cousin in California who did come and see me and meet me, which was awesome. But I still haven't seen my father or his brothers, what they look like, or his sister. I still don't have
somebody. No, he attended school. There's a photo of him somewhere.
Well, they're from Mississippi. You're right. I'll try that because I'll try that.
No.
Thank you.
Try their school.
Yes.
They had to have a school photo.
Yes. No, I will definitely check that out. I will definitely check that out, and I will talk to you more about that. For now, what else? Totally. Anything else you're working on that you want us to check out?
As you know, I have an Etsy shop, which is wonderful.
Okay. Cheetah-rama. Okay, guys, you can check out Cheetah.
That's the name of my Etsy shop, so that keeps me busy as well. I have an Etsy shop for 13 years.
Nice.
Cheetah-rama, CheetahRama. Cheetah.
Cheetah. I will, and anybody can ask me.
Beautiful items.
They can inbox me. Wow.
And so my Etsy shop, 13 years. I do that.
Okay.
I have orders every week. I'm at that post office twice a week.
Nice.
I get like 10 to 30 orders a week. So that's, keep that up.
Nice.
But I want to see where this essay is going to take me because I could get a book deal from that or after that I will decide the next step.
I'm predicting you will.
Movie. What should I do? Then so that is the traction. It will be going in that direction.
Okay.
Well, that's next.
That is so awesome. I cannot wait. Please let me know so I can let my viewers know. I predict all the above. Movie, book deal, the whole nine. I predict it because one thing I can say, you have a great imagination and you take us places that the mind needs to go to be happy. You make me feel happy. And Cheetah Girls make me feel happy. So thank you for that. And I thank you for taking the time to pop into On the Town. I appreciate you so much. Okay?
Fabulous.
Yes.
Stay cheetah-licious,
we
Mamacita.
will. And we'll see you soon. Yes. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
That was the lovely Deborah Gregory. Please join us next week. We'll be here Thursday and again on Sunday. It's On the Town with Tanya, your host. Thank you.